Sorry, my mic was muted. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. I hope everyone's having a good day. And I'm just going to go through some news items of the day. Nothing really special about them. Just going through the Tuesday news dump. Going to be discussing things and, talking about what we're excited about in the world of entertainment, gaming, sports, esports, film, anything that's available to talk about. So, I know there's some big news stories last night regarding Jimmy Kimmel. I don't want to talk politics really in terms of like the whole Trump sphere and the whole, I don't want to get into that. Um, I would, and I'm willing to talk about it, but just not right now. I'm really looking. I mean, I think those news stories are just ridiculous of, censoring any type of free speech. I don't care if it is incendiary in some way to their administration. He says insane things all the time. So, but yeah, let's get just to. I'm going to start with Variety. I know Variety has become like an absolute joke of a website. And I don't want to like take them too seriously, but they do break news. They do, you know, get into broader film discussion and things like that. So I'm fine talking or going through some of their news related items and just discussing it real quickly. Nothing too seriously. I have a number of websites here that. Oh, sorry, this is off center. We have a number of websites I'm gonna go through and talk about today. First, let me just fit that to screen. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, just gonna go through the news items today and see what is going on real quick. I'm gonna cut. Just so
My escape was really good in my PBL, by the way.
stuff all screens. I'll probably change it at some point. Oops. I don't even know where my display thing is. You're seeing like some old. Not that one. Where the hell is it? Not that one. I have no idea. So if you haven't noticed, this is my first stream. And I'm still not. I just want to get better at it. I want to. Oh, I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't know what happened. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. It's the click here. I need to delete some of these other ones. Sorry, I need a cough button. But yeah, let's get into it. Starting with Variety, the AI. I'd be surprised if there wasn't an AI article in here, just kind of propping up the AI industry, propping up the people building it and their ideas, and like ideologically advertising. you know. Ooh. But yeah, let's start with this one. Obviously, Lord of the Rings. This is the TV show, though. Or wait, what is this? Let's read through it real quick. Middle Earth came to Las Vegas as part of the Warner Bros. CinemaCon presentation. So, CinemaCon, an event that happens in Las Vegas every year. It's kind of like the E3 of the film industry. But that said, it's, E3 was a whole different beast entirely than CinemaCon. I don't think there's nearly as many eyes on CinemaCon. I think it's like mostly journalists, and then it's theaters mixing with vendors and distributors and, just different avenues of helping the theatrical business. It's supposed to be a convention for theaters to meet with those type of businesses, so they can add them to theaters, enhance theaters, and blah blah blah, so on and so forth. That's the main or the main reason for the convention, but it's kind of evolved into more of an E3 style presentation where, yeah, and I don't know the entire history of CinemaCon, but I know it's grown at least a little bit in terms of like its appeal and its audience. And I could be wrong. I'm a little ignorant on how old CinemaCon is. I could look up how old it is. Um, I'll look it up over here. But so yeah, CinemaCon is an interesting uh, trade show, and they do announce a lot of like specific things. It's like more of supposed to be a runway and a launch for your film in many ways, or um, but it's mostly like big movies. Mostly big movies. There's a mix of news in here, but um, so this is the Andy Serkis Lord of the Rings film, The Hunt for Gollum, and it's set to cast Ian McKellen, Elijah Wood, and officially return Jamie Dornan as Aragorn and more, which is an interesting bit of news. Kind of bringing back the old gang, the Frodo Baggins, Kate Winslet, Leo Woodall, Jamie Dornan, who played in the TV show, I want to say. I don't quite remember. Here is the original audio. So it's in theaters December 17th, 2027, which is interesting. Sorry. So CinemaCon's only been around for since 2011. And that's just a little preview there. I don't really feel anything particularly strong about this. I know I'm kind of just over the endless remaking of Lord of the Rings, and I get it. There's could be different interpretations of it, and I find it very interesting that it's a lot of the Peter Jackson cast that's coming back and doing this. But it's an uh, interesting idea, I guess, just going a different way. I need to read more into it to. Yeah, let's read this. The film will chronicle the search for the titular corrupted hobbit in the years leading up to the trilogy's first installment. So it's like a prequel, basically going. Isn't that just the original trilogy? Screenwriters Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens are joined by Phoebe Gittins and Artie Pepagorian in adapting the J.R.R. Tolkien source material. Hmm. So they're just readapting it. But so it's not I'm confused. Does Tolkien have a book I don't know about? Source of the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings into 3 films. All right, this is not really telling me anything else. But in terms of people I would like to be at the helm of like a Lord of the Rings recreation, I would think like Andy Serkis would be one of the top names on the list. Um, but yeah, back to CinemaCon. It is a 2011, formerly NATO National Association of Theater Owners. It has established itself as the largest gathering for the worldwide motion picture theater industry held annually at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. 20 and yeah, brings together theater owners, studios, and distributors to showcase upcoming films and technology. Yeah, it's just become bigger. Is I guess what I'm saying. I wonder if the attendance rates are higher nowadays than they used to be. I'm assuming they're much higher. Sorry, I'm taking a little detour, then we'll get back to the news. I spelled it wrong, so they're generally higher. Oh, COVID. There's a lot of COVID talk. When I see COVID, my brain just shuts off. I'm just like, I'm not interested. I don't even care what it's about. All right, let's talk box office news. So this is a movie I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen the Mario movie. I will see it, not in theaters, most likely. I'm gonna continue without supporting. Easily retained in its box office crown in its third weekend of release, topping the charts with 35 million. So I don't know what to, between Michael and the Mario movie. I mean, I just don't feel any sort of way about the box office anymore. I don't. It's good for theaters. It's good for the general industry that these movies are successful. Absolutely. And I'm not going to dissuade anyone from going out to the theater and seeing those movies. I think people are enjoying them for a reason. I think, there's always two different audiences. I don't want to get into the whole Michael debate right now, but there is a giant, I think it's only resigned to Twitter at this point, debate happening that, oh no, I haven't. But there's been this whole debate about the merits of audience versus critic score, and I don't want to really relitigate it again because this is I said this on Twitter. It's a reciprocal argument that comes up literally every single year with some big release that the public likes and critics don't like, and critics are an audience just as much as audiences are audiences. They are an audience as well. They have a more discerning eye, and they've seen more film in general. But that it's just how their taste is. That's how their taste developed, and that's how they. And at the same time, it's there are individual people coming together, and they have a wide variety, a wide array of ideas and thoughts and criticisms, and they're not always the same. A lot of times they get kind of pushed into a singular narrative, and then they're the critics rather than individual criticisms of a film. And that's obviously because of the Rotten Tomatoesification of the world, where if we don't bottle everything into one aggregate score, then people aren't going to engage with it. They're just not even going to put their attention there whatsoever, because it doesn't give them an easy runway to understanding or to giving a take or getting upset or whatever. So that's kind of where that is. But yeah, making a lot of money, having earned 350 million domestically and 747 million globally, and seems destined to eclipse the $1 billion mark worldwide. At this rate, expect the studios to get Mario in production. My God. This is what the problem is right here. This is what I don't like personally. I don't care about critics and that whole argument of audience. Like, I do think people are being obtuse about it, like especially the people who just want to get rid of like the criticism industry as like an industry and just make it audience awards. Like, and we're seeing Project Hail Mary. So this, like, as much as this kind of worries me, this is great. And I have seen Project Hail Mary. I like it quite a bit. Um, it's not going to be like my favorite movie of the year or anything like that, but it brought me. It was much more unexpected. I was expecting more of a sterile, um, kind of straightforward science thing because of Andy Weir. I haven't read the book, by the way, but it had a lot of heart and a lot of emotion, as well as having the techno jargon, the physics line up with reality. You know, there's a lot of things in there that are for everybody. Like it has a little bit for your science nerds, it has a little bit for your film guy, has a little bit for general audiences. Like I think that's a movie that everyone can kind of find something to like about it, and I really do appreciate that about it. And I love Rocky. I love the recreation of Rocky. I think they did such a wonderful job with that. Should I zoom in here? That's better, actually. That is better. Okay. But let's see what it's at. It's at picking up 20 million for second place finish. Good here. 285 domestically. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Does Michael come out this weekend? Or is Michael already out? Is Michael already out? These showtimes. Yeah, it's out. It's out. So I'm just not gonna. I don't really want to discuss that movie that much. Um, but Lee Cronin's. How is this not? I've been looking for the drama as well, and online at least. I can't find it anywhere. Let me. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It's insane. All right, let's see if the drama is available yet. Sorry, spelling it wrong. Oh, it is available. Okay, I'll watch that probably after this. Actually, I have a few hours before work. I'm gonna probably turn that on. Okay, but yeah, this is getting boring. I don't really care about these other movies. The drama is interesting. Earning 4.81. What's it at now? 3.397. That's for that movie. I don't know what they spent on it, but good to hear. Good to hear. You, Me, and Tuscany, the Universal's rom com, 14.4. Oh, that's not bad, right? That's good, I think. And then Mother Mary. I want to look at the Mother Mary trailer real quick with you guys. You can look at my recommendations and all that. Let's see.
I hadn't seen you in over 10 years. So, tell me about your new song.
You want to hear it?
Show me.
Interesting.
Could do without your music.
Why?
Is this
Because
out
I
as
want to
well?
hear it.
I think so. I think that's what I just said. Mother Mary Showtimes. Yeah. It's not playing near me, but it is playing. Is this like a I don't know anything about this one.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's.
It's like devil worship type thing. It actually looks pretty good. The visual element looks exciting.
There may only be one of us left standing when this is over.
I know.
Yeah, it looks okay. Looks okay. Oh, it's the Charlie XCX movie. That's what it is. It looks fine. I'm not saying I'm like over the moon excited for that, but looks fine. You probably didn't see the whole thing because I cut it off. All right. So that's it for box office news. I'm not really interested too much in what's happening box office wise. Marvel's visual department director Andy Park exits after 16 years amid Disney layoffs. I couldn't be prouder of the history we made. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, they did a very good job there. I mean, despite what I think film people would say, they were some of the best in the industry. Who did? Was it ILM? I don't think ILM did Marvel stuff. They just have their own effects department. Yeah, they just had their own team, but they did fire them. Not sure why.
Yeah, you knew I was going to talk about it, so of course I'm going to talk about
We're gonna
it.
watch-
So you saw the headline, you saw the title of the video. Yup, Marvel Studios' in-house visual effects team has been fired. But hey, the CEO gets a 5% bonus after a record-setting year. Cool! Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the big Disney news this week. Of course, the same week where they post profits, the CEO gets a 5% increase for the good job that he's done posting profits. Oh, and also the very same month where we find out that they paid 0 in taxes. Yup, you heard me right. But they decide to fire over 1,000 employees, and among them is Marvel's visual effects team. So say it with me, beep Disney. So yeah, it's been a wild ride for Disney when it comes to visual effects, right? I think we can all agree on that because their visual effects are not exactly good, and this is due to the fact that many of their projects we know have a crunch on them where the visual effects teams are literally told to change things sometimes months before a big budget film is out, and on TV weeks before it's supposed to be out. They literally are worked to death to give us even the visual effects that look subpar. And again, there was a lot of people in these visual departments because Disney had in-house visual departments and employees for Marvel. And again, there's so much here we could talk about. There's just so much. Like, I don't even really know what to say. I get it. Okay, like you had a lot of shows, a lot of TV, and now you're downsizing. We're going to get far less TV. I get it. People are going to make that excuse fine. But then we find out they fire these people from their internal departments, you know, the people that are experienced and are doing the job that they want, only to be like, well, yeah, we're going to hire outside companies and contract them to do this for us. Like, why? Legitimate question, why? You have a team that understands your workflow, a team that's been here for well over a decade, a team that's refined it and gets it done in a timely manner. Look at Daredevil Born Again Season 1 to Season 2. The visuals are night and day, and they are working on the exact same timetable because they know what they're doing now. Why would you get rid of these people? It absolutely makes no sense to me. Like, no sense to me at all. It's one of the dumbest decisions that I think that Disney has made in regards to their handling of Marvel. And this doesn't just affect the visual effects guys. There's people in California and the New York offices. It's hit everywhere on Marvel. It's not just visual effects. We just don't have the full details, but we know it hit hard everywhere. So, like, why? Legitimate question, why? And who else are you going to hire? That's my big one. I mean, probably AI, right? This probably explains why Daredevil Season 3 is going to be far less suit action. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined,